February 2nd, 2026. And so far this year, I've really just been trying to figure out how to manage my schedule to make sure I had a balance to prioritize getting healthy physically, maintaining my peace of mind, trying to create an environment to ensure or at least contribute to me being healthy emotionally and make sure I'm focusing on my mental health. So I think figuring out the balance is is more challenging than I thought it would be. The adjustment that I'm trying to make right now is to focus on the day, being mindful of goals for the week, but ultimately keeping the main thing the main thing. So before I move on to anything, make sure that I take care of what I'm supposed to take care of first. So, um, with my number one priority being my relationship with God, making sure that I'm praying. I need to do a better job of like getting in the word and not just the Bible, but other religious texts to basically get as much access to information as I can to apply to my mentality, my thought process, my decision making process, whatever. So that first, and then immediately after that is prioritizing my mental and then physical health. So with how my routine is set up is I tried to design it to make sure that those things are done in that sequence. Get up, pray, go on my walk. While I'm on my walk, listen to uplifting music, things that are gonna get me in a good mood, start my day off right. Be open to receive whatever God has for me, whether that's through the music, whether that's through something that I observe on my walk, whether it's just something that I'm thinking about that leads to, a thought or something that I hadn't considered before, a breakthrough, a revelation, whatever you want to call it. And then from there, making sure after I'm done with that, I do the things that I need to do physically to make sure that I'm working towards the type of physical health that I want. So do my push-ups, dips, squats, so on and so forth. I already listed all of that stuff a few times, but get through all of that. But once I'm done with that, get to work as far as investing in my career, investing in business, and those things. And then, after all of those things are done, make sure I'm doing something, even if it's just for a half hour or hour, whatever the case may be, to enjoy myself. Like, take a break, recharge, talk to somebody, play a game, watch a show, whatever I want to do, is just so that I'm not constantly feeling like all I'm doing is working. Um, and then just being realistic about the investment that I need to make to get the results that I desire to have. So, because I've really tried to minimize stress, that's why this is kind of coming to the forefront because I was thinking about it today. I could be in a rush trying to get into the office to make calls and schedule appointments and all of that. But ultimately, if I did that and I neglected to do the things that I prioritize over money, then even if I did that, it's still a L, right? So with it being Monday, looking at how can I approach the week, and I do want Sunday to be a reset day. So then maybe Monday would be like uh, a prep day, so to speak. Make sure that I get myself together, cut my hair, shave, make sure the clothes straight, the house, the apartment is clean, things are organized so that for the rest of the week, and then, I mean, that doesn't take all day. It's just typically gonna take the morning. So I guess what I realized today, because this wasn't my intention for the day to play out the way that it did, is that maybe I need to reassess because it's important for me to do these things and trying to focus on something else where I'm neglecting doing the things that are higher priorities. Because yeah, I need money. Yeah, I want to be successful. I want to have enough resources to invest in the things that I want to build a life that I want to have, to create the environment that I feel like myself, my kids, my spouse can thrive in. Yeah, that's important. But none of that stuff matter if I'm not where I need to be. If I'm not working towards who I want to be, and ultimately, like if I become that person, then those things will follow. But it's about becoming that person. So, my adjustment for this week is I am going forward. I'm gonna try to take Sunday to reset, and then take Monday morning to like prep for the rest of the week. And so Monday won't be a full day off, but it won't be like the schedule that I want to maintain the rest of the time, which is basically to be working by 8 a.m., work a couple hours, take my little break, do what I got to do, and then get back to work. Because realistically, to be successful in what I'm trying to do right now, just at least to get started, it's gonna require more investment of time, and focus on that. So I know I need to do that, but not at the expense of my personal well-being, my mindset, my peace of mind, my environment, my health, my relationships, so on and so forth. So just kind of shedding a light on, or shining a light on, how much it's important to figure out how to balance these things so that a day or my mind is not cluttered by trying to process all these different demands at once, but approach one thing at a time, complete whatever task, be mindful of the things that I have coming up, and just do a better job of planning and preparing to be successful, to kind of just taking it as it comes. Because I think that's kind of what I had to do to figure it out. But now that I have a couple weeks of trying to figure it out, I do feel like this is what I need to do. I like going into the office, but with that being said, I don't have to go into the office. And going into the office does cost me a couple hours, just because I'm taking a bus or whatever. So if I take the bus there and back, that's 2 hours I could have been using to be more productive about something else. So just managing when it makes sense for me to do certain things, and ultimately just be willing to make adjustments throughout the day. It was my intention to go into the office today, but because once I got my process started and thought about how I wanted the week to play out, it was some things I didn't want to put off: cutting my hair, doing my personal hygiene, like certain things. It's easy to neglect, like, but I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want my feet to look a certain way. So like that take time. It's something that I'll try to maintain my nails, making sure I'm because I'm not going to get manicures and pedicures every week, but I don't want my feet to look like trash. I don't want my hands to look like trash. I don't want my, face to look like whatever. So just making sure that I'm investing the time into the things personally. And then if I have to make an adjustment to work, it's not to sacrifice the work, it's to make the adjustment. So if I got work from home. If it took me longer to get through my morning routine, or I potentially did some things that I didn't plan on doing or account for prior to. So balance. I'm figuring it out. The intermittent fasting thing, I want to do a 3-day fast twice a month. So do it one week, go a whole week the following week without doing it. So every other week, do a 3-day fast. But on the days that I'm not like fasting all day, still hit my 16 hours. So to stick to my intermittent fasting routine, but still do 16 hours on the days that I'm eating, and then do a 72-hour fast every other week. I think that'll be like maybe Sunday through Tuesday or Monday through Wednesday. But either way, those are the goals and the adjustments that I want to make going into this month. Um, for January, I was going half of the month because I didn't get back into Vegas until the 5th, and then I went back out of town. So not half the month, but I mean I was gone for 10 days. So a third of the month I was gone, and I lost 7 pounds. So you know that's I'm cool with that. I don't want to regress though. So factoring in the travel, factoring in the schedule, factoring in work, factoring in whatever personal goals, trying to maintain balance, trying to still have a life while I'm trying to build a different life. All of those things. Not necessarily happy with the results from January, but the results from January are enough for me to go into February and feel like I can build off of that to get better results in February. Not just as far as weight loss and health, but also as far as work and getting some momentum going with insurance, scheduling more appointments, and just really investing the time in that I didn't invest in January. And yeah, that's it. So try to find this balance and make it happen. And hopefully February will be better than January, and we'll get some momentum going into March. Account for the travel, account for the, you know, entertainment, recreation, fulfillment. I'm not where I want to be, but I think I said it before. I figured out enough to feel confident, and I'll figure out the rest. But it would be nice to have a partner. It would be nice to have somebody to consistently spend time with, bounce things off, get advice. Even if it's not advice, just have somebody to talk to, um, get a difference of opinion, perspective, maybe get some ideas, support, all of that. So I do feel like I'm coming to the point where I will make it more of a priority to get to know people, to potentially date and be in a relationship, hopefully leading to marriage. So it's a lot. And with that being said, with all of these different moving parts, it's very important for me to maintain balance so that at any given time or any given day, I'm investing enough in each one of these areas to feel like I did what I should, and I'm not letting anything take away from whatever else, so that I will, just have peace of mind and minimize my stress. So, yeah, that's it.